Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at Indoco Remedies,
Okay.
a pharmaceutical company. And it's making headlines, some good, some not so good.
Yeah.
But we've got their official company filings, we've got the auditor's report, a press release.
Wow.
We even have the transcript from their latest earnings call.
That's great.
It's almost like having a detective's case file, and we're going to try to piece together the story of what's really going on with this company.
Yeah, it is interesting. They have this huge backlog of orders,
Yeah.
like enough to potentially double their sales this past quarter.
Yeah.
But their financial reports tell a different story,
Right.
one of missed targets and declining revenue.
Exactly. So that's what we're going to untangle today.
Yep.
We'll break down their Q3 performance. We'll figure out what challenges they're facing
Okay.
and try to understand what this means for their future.
Sounds good.
So where should we start?
Well, let's start with their financial performance this quarter.
Oh.
Looking at both their standalone and consolidated results, which include their subsidiaries, we see a mixed bag.
Okay.
Revenue is down, particularly in the international formulation segment.
Okay.
And this drop is pretty substantial. We're talking about a decrease of approximately 90 crore compared to the same quarter last year.
Okay, so that explains why they haven't been able to fulfill all those orders.
Right.
But what's causing this decline in international sales?
What seems they've been hit by a double whammy.
Oh, no.
First, their ambitious master manufacturing plan, or MMP,
Okay.
which aims to revamp their production process, has actually caused temporary shutdowns and delays in supplies to Europe.
Huh.
They're in the midst of upgrading facilities and optimizing their operations, but this overhaul has led to some hiccups along the way.
So some growing pains as they try to become more efficient.
Right.
That makes sense. But what's the other factor impacting their international sales?
The second blow came in the form of a warning letter from the U.S. FDA
Oh.
regarding their sterile plant in Goa. This is a significant development, as an FDA warning letter
Right.
indicates serious violations of regulatory standards
Yeah.
and suggests potential problems with quality control, sanitation, or manufacturing processes.
Yeah, wow.
Issues that could lead to contaminated or ineffective medicines.
That's a big deal. It sounds like this warning letter is a major roadblock for Indoco,
Yeah,
especially considering the U.S. market is crucial for their international business.
absolutely.
So they're dealing with production delays in Europe because of their own initiative to improve,
Right.
and then a regulatory hurdle in the U.S.
Yeah,
These are two very different challenges.
very different.
How's all this affecting their bottom line?
Their profitability has definitely taken a hit.
Okay.
The combination of lower sales and continued high fixed costs
Yeah.
has resulted in a significant drop in their EBITDA margin,
Okay.
a key indicator of operating profitability.
Right.
To put it into perspective, their margin has plummeted from 14.6% last year to a mere 5.5% this quarter.
Those are some stark numbers.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're facing a real financial squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
So with all these setbacks,
Yeah.
is there any light at the end of the tunnel for Indoco?
Well, before we get too gloomy, it's crucial to remember that 180 crore order book we mentioned earlier,
Right.
that represents a substantial amount of potential revenue,
Okay.
and it indicates strong underlying demand for their products.
So even with the FDA warning
Yeah.
and the production delays in Europe,
Yeah.
there are still customers eager to buy their products.
It seems that way.
But can Indoco capitalize on this demand?
Right.
Are they just sitting around waiting for things to improve?
Not at all.
Okay.
If we dive into the earnings call transcript,
Yeah.
we see that they're actively taking steps to address the challenges
Okay.
regarding the FDA warning.
Mm-hmm.
They're working to refurbish the Goa plant,
Okay.
and they've even hired remediation partners
Oh, wow.
to help them address the issues and get back in the FDA's good graces.
So they're not just ignoring the FDA.
Nope.
But what about those production delays in Europe?
Yeah.
How are they handling the fallout from the master manufacturing plan?
Well, the earnings call provides some valuable insights into that as well.
Okay.
We learned that the MMP rollout is being implemented across different plants,
Okay.
and they're carefully monitoring each stage.
Right.
We also get specifics about the Goa plant,
Yeah.
including the operational status of each production line,
Mm-hmm.
which helps us understand the extent of the disruption.
It sounds like they're trying to be transparent about the challenges and the
Mhm.
steps they're taking to overcome them.
I think so.
But the million-dollar question is, how long will it take for them to get back on track?
Right.
Are they giving any indication of when they expect things to return to normal?
Well, that's where things get a bit murky.
Okay.
While they remain optimistic about the long-term benefits of the MMP
Okay.
and the eventual resolution of the FDA issue,
Mm-hmm.
their management is understandably cautious in their outlook.
So no concrete timelines? Not really.
I guess that makes sense.
Mm.
Investors and analysts must be anxious to know when Indoco will be firing on all cylinders again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The earnings call transcript reveals a lot of tough questions being asked
Hmm.
about the impact of remediation costs,
Mm-hmm.
the timeline for a full recovery,
Right.
and their strategies for regaining lost market share.
It's fascinating to see how their international struggles are
Yeah.
playing out against the backdrop of a booming domestic business.
Right.
It's almost like two separate narratives unfolding within the same company.
That's a great observation.
Yeah.
Let's delve into the dynamics of their domestic success next.
Okay.
It might hold some clues about their potential for recovery on the international stage.
Okay. Let's shift gears and explore what's working for them in India.
Sounds good.
It could offer valuable insights into their overall strategy and resilience.
Definitely.
So we talked about the challenges that Indoco is facing internationally with the FDA warning letter and the production delays.
But their domestic business in India seems to be telling a different story.
Absolutely. It's a striking contrast.
Yeah.
While they grapple with those setbacks abroad,
Right.
their domestic formulation business is actually thriving.
Yeah, that's impressive. It makes you wonder if their success in India can somehow compensate for the struggles they're facing internationally.
That's a good question. Can their domestic business act as a sort of safety net while they work to resolve the issues abroad?
It's certainly a bright spot in their overall picture. What's driving this success in India? Is it specific products or marketing strategies?
It seems to be a combination of factors.
Okay.
The earnings call highlights successful strategies and increased sales effectiveness
Mm-hmm.
as key drivers of their domestic growth.
Mm-hmm.
They've focused on strengthening their presence in key therapeutic areas like gastrointestinal, respiratory, and pain management.
Oh.
They've also launched new products and revamped their marketing efforts to better target specific customer segments.
So they're not just riding a wave of general market growth. They're actively making strategic moves to capture market share.
Exactly.
Are there any specific examples from their earnings call that illustrate these successful strategies?
Yes, there are a few. They mentioned a brand called Febujat,
Okay.
a combination drug used for pain and fever management
Right.
that has performed exceptionally well.
Mm.
They attribute this success to a targeted marketing campaign and strong relationships with healthcare professionals.
It sounds like they're really in tune with the needs of their domestic market.
Yeah.
Are these strategies replicable internationally? Could they apply the same approach to regain lost ground in the US and Europe?
That's a tough question.
No.
While some strategies might be transferable,
Sure.
it's essential to consider the unique dynamics of each market.
Right.
What works in India might not necessarily translate to success in the US or Europe,
Yeah.
where regulatory environments,
Yeah.
customer preferences, and competitive landscapes can be vastly different.
That's a great point. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
No, it's not.
But I'm curious about one specific move they made. The acquisition of Florida Pharmaceuticals products.
Right.
Didn't they purchase a U.S. front-end company to have more control over their U.S. sales?
They did.
That seems like a bold move, especially with all the other challenges they're facing.
It was a strategic decision to reduce their reliance on third-party distributors
Okay.
and strengthen their foothold in a crucial market.
It seems a bit like they're juggling multiple priorities,
Yeah.
dealing with the FDA warning letter, implementing their master manufacturing plan,
Great.
and now integrating this new U.S. acquisition.
Mm.
It makes you wonder if they have the bandwidth to manage all of these initiatives effectively.
Well, the earnings call sheds some light on their approach to this.
Okay.
You're using a combination of their own front end,
Okay.
Florida Pharma,
Right.
and existing third-party distributors to get their products to market.
Okay.
It sounds like a transitional phase as they work towards eventually having Florida Pharma handle a larger portion of their U.S. sales.
Interesting. So they're adapting and evolving their strategy in response to both challenges and opportunities.
It seems that way.
Speaking of opportunities, we can't forget that massive order book they have.
Right.
Does the earnings call provide any insights into their plans to fulfill those orders? To capitalize on that potential revenue?
They emphasize their commitment to resolving the production bottlenecks caused by the implementation of the master manufacturing plan.
Okay.
They seem confident that the MMP will ultimately lead to increased efficiency and capacity, enabling them to meet the demand.
So they're banking on the MMP to be the key to unlocking their growth potential.
It seems so.
But I'm also curious about the financial side of things.
Yeah.
Can they afford to invest in all these initiatives,
Right.
especially while their profitability is under pressure?
That's where things get a bit complex. They've spent a considerable amount on capital expenditures in the past couple of years,
Oh, sure.
not just on remediation efforts, but also on expanding their capacity and upgrading their facilities.
Oh, wow.
They built a new unit for toothpaste production.
Yeah.
They expanded their API manufacturing capacity.
Mm-hmm.
They've invested in new equipment to boost efficiency. These are all positive developments for the long term,
Okay.
but they do require significant upfront investment.
Right. It's a delicate balancing act.
It is.
They need to invest in their future without jeopardizing their financial stability.
Right?
Did they discuss their approach to managing costs and maintaining financial health in the earnings call?
Yes, they touched upon this.
Eh.
Their management acknowledged the impact of the lower sales and higher fixed costs on their profitability.
Okay.
They highlighted their efforts to control costs, improve operational efficiency, and explore alternative manufacturing locations for their sterile products.
Okay.
They're aiming to streamline operations and reduce their dependence on the Goa plant,
Correct.
which is currently under scrutiny from the FDA.
It sounds like they're trying to be proactive and explore different options.
Yeah.
But I imagine investors and analysts are still watching closely, eager to see how these measures translate into concrete results.
Absolutely. Their financial performance in the coming quarters will be under intense scrutiny.
Yeah.
It's a pivotal moment for Indoco. Their ability to navigate these choppy waters and emerge stronger will depend on their execution, their ability to adapt, and perhaps a bit of luck.
It's a fascinating case study, really. They're facing headwinds and tailwinds simultaneously. It makes you wonder, will their efforts to innovate and adapt be enough to overcome the setbacks and unlock their full potential?
That's the big question. Their journey is far from over, and this deep dive has equipped you with the information to follow their progress and draw your own conclusions.
We've covered a lot of ground, their financial performance, the challenges they're facing, their strategies for navigating those challenges. But there's one more piece of the puzzle I'd like to explore. Their commitment to innovation. It's something that keeps coming up in the earnings call. Let's delve into that next and see how it fits into their overall strategy. It's interesting that even while facing these challenges, Indoco seems to be pushing forward with new product development. I mean, launching 5 new products in a quarter like this, that's impressive.
It is remarkable, isn't it? It suggests that they're not letting the setbacks paralyze their innovation engine.
Right.
They're continuing to invest in research and development,
Yeah.
seeking out new opportunities to expand their product portfolio and address unmet medical needs.
What kind of new products are we talking about here? Are these just minor variations of existing products, or are they venturing into new therapeutic areas?
Well, they've actually secured an FDA approval for cetirizine,
Okay.
an over-the-counter allergy medication,
Okay.
which could open up new avenues for them in the U.S. market.
Right.
It demonstrates their ability to navigate the regulatory processes and bring new drugs to market, even amidst challenges.
So they're not just playing defense, they're actively looking for ways to expand their reach.
Exactly.
What else are they doing on the innovation front?
Well, they're venturing into new therapeutic areas.
Okay.
For example, they launched a new product for the treatment of iron deficiency anemia,
Okay.
a condition with a significant global patient population.
Right.
This shows they're not just sticking to their existing strengths.
Right.
They're branching out and exploring new markets.
It's like they're trying to build a more diversified and resilient business, one that's not solely reliant on a few key products or markets.
Precisely. Diversification is crucial, especially in a volatile industry like pharmaceuticals. They're also exploring novel drug delivery systems and formulations.
Okay.
They even mentioned using AI and machine learning
Oh, wow.
to enhance their manufacturing processes, which is cutting edge for the pharmaceutical industry.
AI and pharmaceutical manufacturing?
Yeah.
That sounds incredibly futuristic. What exactly are they using AI for?
Well, it's still early days, but they're exploring AI applications for quality control,
Okay.
process optimization, and even predicting potential production issues before they arise.
Wow.
The idea is to leverage AI's data crunching capabilities to improve efficiency, reduce waste, and ultimately produce higher quality medicines.
That's fascinating. It sounds like they're really trying to stay ahead of the curve and embrace new technologies.
Yeah, they are.
But with all these investments in innovation, I can't help but wonder, are they spreading themselves too thin? Can they effectively manage these initiatives while also addressing the challenges they're facing?
It's a valid question. It's a balancing act,
Yeah.
and time will tell if they can successfully juggle these competing priorities.
Right.
But it's a testament to their ambition and their belief in the importance of continuous innovation.
It's certainly a lot to take in. We've covered a lot of ground today. Their financial performance, the FDA warning, the master manufacturing plan, their domestic success, their U.S. acquisition, and now their commitment to innovation. It's a complex picture, to say the least.
It is complex, but it's also a story that highlights the realities of operating in a dynamic and challenging industry like pharmaceuticals.
Right.
They've had some missteps, they're facing some serious hurdles,
Yeah.
but they're also showing resilience, adaptability, and a commitment to innovation.
So where does this leave us? What's the takeaway for our listeners who are trying to understand Indoco's story and its implications?
Well, this deep dive has provided you with the information you need to assess the situation.
Okay.
You've seen the challenges, you've seen the opportunities, and you've seen their strategies for navigating this complex landscape.
It's certainly a company to watch. They're at a critical juncture, and their decisions in the coming months will have a significant impact on their future trajectory.
Yeah. Will they be able to overcome the hurdles they face? Will their investments in innovation pay off? Will their domestic success be enough to offset their international struggles?
Right.
These are questions only time can answer.
Well, we'll be keeping an eye on them, that's for sure. And for our listeners, we hope this deep dive has provided valuable insights and a better understanding of the dynamics at play in the pharmaceutical industry. Until next time, stay curious.